Well, hello there. We are going through some extraordinary times. Some people have been affected more than others. Now, one thing a lot of us have in common is that if you have kids, you have to keep them entertained. Therefore, I'm making this video to give you some inspiration, ideas. Of course, if you have very little ones, you'll have to change them a little bit, or if you have older ones, but at least you get some ideas that you may like and try. As a teacher, I always like to do activities that have a means to an end and not an end to itself. What do I mean by that? Activities that don't stop once that activity is over. For example, if you ask a child to color a picture and it stops there, that was the activity. They had fun for that time. But if you ask a child, let's color a picture and we're gonna make a mural, or we are going to mail that picture to someone, then that activity becomes more interesting and they last longer. One of our favorite activities is to play with food coloring. Now they are messy, but they are very inexpensive. You can have them playing outside to help you with cleanup, or place a plastic tablecloth, or in the tub if they're a little bit older. But food coloring and plastic bottles, they'll be entertained for hours.
Ready. Let's see.
I'm excited.
Woo!
Wait.
There you go.
That's so cool.
And then we're gonna make a salad with that, okay? I'm just teasing.
My creation is working.
Definitely a project that is better to do it outside. Is food coloring. It's safe for the little ones if you don't do the baking soda and vinegar.
Hallelujah.
But for these girls,
Wow, did you just see
here
that?
we go. Woo! These girls that are older, they
Mom, look.
follow directions, so they know
It
not
just made two
to
colors. If I went like that. That's so cool.
drink, touch,
Wait,
put
I need
them
to
near their
pour
eyes.
a little bit of this out because.
But for the little ones, you can have just water with food coloring outside, all closed,
Okay, there we go.
and this could be for a couple of days, 2 or 3 day project. I just left it for a few days, and they can come back and play.
Righty. I'm a little bit
And
scared.
for the older ones, here it comes
I'm scared.
with the vinegar.
I don't think it's gonna work. I don't know.
Cool! I love the color. Wow!
It was very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Our scientists are working late into the night, just as real scientists work late into the night.
Mine didn't work.
It's okay. We'll find a place for that one as well.
The other great thing that we like to do, actually my daughter, and she's good, she likes to dance. But instead of dancing, I have asked her to come up with a choreography, and then she's going to present it to us. Now this video was filmed before the quarantine took effect, so she is dancing with one of her friends.
Wow!
Joy down in my heart to stay.
That was beautiful, girls.
Do you want to do amen? Yes.
And they do this for hours because they have to memorize steps and they have to choose their songs, and it's a fun activity, and it keeps them active. And you actually can do this indoors. Just be mindful of your neighbors. Don't put the music too loud. And speaking of music, have them choose a music that is positive. There is lots of fun music out there, but what's the message? I hope I don't get in trouble for playing for King and Country right now with copyrights. The music has a great beat, but also is fast, and the message is great. and it's uplifting during this time. Buttons. I know, that's an activity that I used to do. Well, I am blessed with a mother-in-law that loves to sew. So she has a great collection of buttons.
So the girls are playing with buttons, and they are gluing things to the buttons, and they've been playing for, I say,
glued right here.
I like those. You guys made new ones for an hour.
These ones are this is the drying rack. And then I made these two because I added a little too much glue. So
And you have different piles. Why do you have different piles? Because some of them are rare or more expensive or what?
These are classical buttons. These are just buttons you can buy. These are rare buttons. These are gems. These are one-of-a-kind buttons, and these are homemade buttons, and then these are duplicates or different colors.
Fluffy, do you want to play with the buttons, or are you interested on what they are eating? I think it's the smell. You're always interested in food.
Fluffy, you want this? Fluffy. Fluffy. Here, I'll give you a bigger one. Fluffy.
No, I'm going back to the grass.
Oh, okay. You're lost.
If you don't have buttons, you can maybe have Legos and ask them to make a design. Dominoes, playing with dominoes and making different designs. Just be mindful of the very little ones that is something that they will not swallow. But find different things that they can do patterns with. And the other thing about this activity, that is not messy. Once they are done, they put it back in their box and they are ready to go. So it's not messy at all. Take the time to learn something new. With technology so advanced in this era, imagine being quarantined in the 1980s. Sweet Cake is taking piano lessons using Google Duo. We have to do what we have to do. This is interesting. There we go. This is so cool. Synchronized piano playing over the air. On the internet and learn a language or learn music or a new activity for the kids, even review math or review grammar, or even if you cannot afford that, sit with your child and learn something together. The internet is at your fingertips, and there are hundreds of videos of any subject that either one of you would like to learn. So take this time to learn something new. Connect with nature. Watch and journal what's going outside. We are blessed that we live in an area where we have forests and ponds and even a horse field right by our house. And sometimes we get blessed with the occasional horse and rider just going behind our house. And it's beautiful.
Oh my, he's gorgeous. He or she. Oh, what a blessing. So pretty.
And we have geese, and right now we have so many little goslings coming to visit us. So we are blessed in that sense. I know that. But even if you live in an apartment, see how you can bring nature into your life. Maybe you have flowers and potted plants. See what kind of insects and bugs the kids can find by those pots. And journal with them. Learn the names of the flowers and what flowers grow in your area. Make a fairy garden if you have a pot. I have this lemon tree, and at the bottom is just dirt. So what I did, I got some moss, and I had some fairy garden items, and I put it in there, and it really sparks my imagination when I go outside and read. make an experiment that when I was little, you grow a bean on a jar or a glass, and you can see that germination process, and have your child draw every 2 or 3 days what he or she sees, how the bean is germinating, and then you can see the sprout and leaves. If you don't have beans, a potato or any veggie that you have in the house, that way they can connect a little bit more with nature. One of the things that we just did, and it was so beautiful, and it will be so uplifting for this time, is if you get a chance to see caterpillars and how a butterfly emerges from that caterpillar. That's an amazing experience. And you have to order the caterpillars anyway online. You can't get them in a store, at least not around where I live. So we had to order them online. They take very little space. They don't take any special equipment or food. All you need is sugar, and all the instructions come ready for you once you get the habitat. And to see the butterfly that comes out of this little caterpillar, it was such an amazing experience that we went ahead and ordered another set of caterpillars. Now we made a video of that. If you would like to see the whole experience, you can watch just a couple of videos back on our Sweet Cake Family channel. It was amazing. Your children will love it, and again, it's a beautiful activity during this time because you see life right in front of your eyes. And then when you release them, oh, it's so beautiful and so positive. I will put a description in the link below. If everything else fails, have your child design their dream garden. They can color it, they can cut pictures from a magazine and save that design. So when they grow older, you can say, this was your dream garden and this is what you wanted to have in your garden. It's such a beautiful thing to keep with you, and then later on bring it out and see the memories that you created. And one of the things that is important during this time is to help others. Now, to be honest, a lot of the helping is gonna be from long distance, but there is so much that we can still do. Writing a letter is so uplifting when you go to the mail. It's not a bill or it's not an advertisement, but a letter addressed to you is uplifting. Don't forget the elderly, don't forget the grandparents, don't forget birthdays. Make a funny video for them. If you are allowed to, decorate their front yard, make them feel special. Sweet Cake has a very special friend. She's turning 10 today, and of course there is not going to be a birthday party. So we are going just to surprise her by leaving a couple of things in her front yard. That way it can brighten her day. Sweet Cake is working on a birthday card. We got some little gifts for her. And I had to be creative since we're not going to the store. I used some foam board that I had with some sticks that I had, gardening sticks. I wrapped them in foil paper and I made a 10th birthday sign. So we got a little bag of goodies in here. And because it's her 10th birthday and probably they're not going to have an Easter egg hunt, an official one, I put little things inside of 10 eggs. And I'm putting them in a bowl. We want to surprise her. Hopefully she's not looking through the window. So when we get there, we just can get them and put them in our yard. And even if you live in an apartment, you can decorate your door or the door of a neighbor. If it's their birthday, you can put hearts and balloons and happy birthday, or just your door. You can put a positive message every Monday or every Saturday. Our neighborhood has a bear scavenger hunt. Basically, you put a bear by your window or outside, and as kids walk by with their parents and they get their exercise, they can spot the bears. We usually put 1 or 2 bears outside, and sometimes they're having a picnic, sometimes they are riding horses, once they were fishing. For Easter week, what I did is I had the Bible in felt, so I said, why don't I just tell the story on maybe Palm Sunday or Resurrection Sunday, in the flannel graph. So I put my flannel graph outside, my felt board, that's how we call it nowadays, and every other day had a different scene. And then I also made a link because I made a new channel to tell the story behind the scene that they were seeing that day. If you want to check that, I'll put in the description box. It's in our sister channel under the olive tree. And kids will just stop by and enjoy, and every other day they had something new to look and discuss. And on the video I also included not only the story but crafts and questions. It was such a fun week. Now I only do it once a week because it takes a lot of time to edit and film and get the figures out. But it was such an uplifting time, not just for me but for my neighbors. As they walked by, they were expecting to see something new. I hope you find this video at least inspiring, entertaining. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe and to like. But this is the time where you go into your craft supply closet and you take things out and you get creative and use what you have. You don't need to buy new things. I also made another video of 2 other activities with things that we can find at home. One is a water wall and the other one is follow the stream. It's my favorite way of giving a gift. So check out that video. That's more detailed, just those 2 activities. But be creative. Make memories, not just activities. Camp in your backyard. If you don't have a tent, or you're in a backyard, bring the tent indoors. If you don't have a tent, get a couple of sheets and make a tent. And I hope you found some inspiration, some ideas, and